So Key and Cunningham to jump it up. Harmon grabs it, and here we go from Fort Worth in this Sweet 16 matchup.
You see Kentucky starting out in a man-to-man. Amelia Hassett, 6'3", with the length, defending Booker.
Lee short on a three. Carlton the rebound. Jordan Lee has accounted for 45% of Texas's made threes this season. Here's Harmon firing. Can't hit. Booker, what a board, keeps it alive. Another chance for Texas. Booker circling, driving, missing, and finally Kentucky comes down with the board. 3
really good looks, though, from Texas on that first possession. Great job getting to the offensive glass.
Into the corner, Hassett buries the 3. Amelia Hassett, who has set a school record this season, that is now her 99th 3.
Amelia Hassett and Asia Boone are both players for Kentucky who run to the corners, give you spacing because of their ability to drain threes.
Carlton, back to Lee. The sophomore Lee spinning, then gets the roll.
Nice take by Jordan Lee. You have to guard her out to the three-point line. That time Boone fought over the screen, but still able to hit the pull-up.
Penny Brooks talked about that pressure Texas will apply pre-inbound, and then they back off.
And this is what they did in their regular season meeting, was have Tiani Key bring the ball up and initiate the offense.
Boone, short on her jumper. Here comes Harmon. Carlton will fire and hit.
How about Texas? 2 of their early shot attempts have come from 3. 3
of their shot attempts from 3. This is a team that shoots just 12.5 threes a game. That's 356th in Division I. But they do have many more capable three-point shooters this year. Strack left alone, can't hit. Key on the offensive glass, misses the putback. Texas with numbers the other way. Harmon, what a feed, and Carlton lays it in.
Carlton saw that Tiani Key had fallen down on one end, so put on the Jets for the rim run.
Morgan couldn't finish. Again, Harmon, Lee, another 2 in transition. This building buzzing with Texas fans. A 9-0 Longhorn run after the Hassett 3 to get things going for Kentucky. Now Strack will try. No. Booker couldn't grab it. Harmon does. Look at this.
Like stride, primarily Rory Harmon getting it done, but how about players? Lee, Carlton running the floor, just making a massive impact early.
Oh, we feel you, sister. Defense tighter than my jeans after queso. That's got to be a top 10 sign of all time.
Oh, without question.
And look at Harmon. Yeah, there's that queso defense. Booker behind the back, fading at it. Influenced by Hassett. Now she gets hacked. As Madison Booker will shoot 2. Holly?
Well, you saw in those early replays that Rebecca just talked about, the Kentucky defense was slow getting back in transition. Kenny Brooks just told them in the huddle, look, we're fine, but we have got to have 2 back all the time. You've got to get back on misses with a sense of purpose. You've got to be better in transition. And you saw that time down the floor, they were better in transition, got the initial stop, but then caused a foul on the putback.
You got to give your defense a chance. You got to give it a chance, and you do that by getting back and not giving up layups early. And you know, Holly talked about Madison Booker and hunting shots. When these teams played in February, she did not take her first field goal attempt until 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Already here, we see her hunting her shots.
Misses both free throws there. Here's Morgan into the corner. Strack attacking. Dishes out. Obi in off the bench for Kentucky. Lob it in. Harmon the steal. Harmon with pace. Booker wheels back. Gets fouled hard. And it'll stay with Texas.
Kenny Brooks called the timeout, trying to get post-entry passes the last 2 possessions. Both of them have resulted in turnovers for Kentucky.
Kentucky trying to get back to the Elite Eight for the first time since 2013. Harmon dishing. Here's Cunningham. Cunningham found the angle. It is a 13-0 Texas run. We saw Michigan use a 16-0 run in the second and 18-0 run in the third to separate from Louisville. Harmon knocks it away. Another turnover. Lee leaking out again.
Ryan, the last defensive possession for Kentucky, they were denying the high post, denying the wing. It resulted in a steal, but their defense from start to finish on point.
A 15-0 Texas run. Obi kicks it out. Key, mid-range, feathery. Tiani Key has been a huge factor for Kentucky this season. They were really hitting their stride. She got hurt then. They went 2-4 without her in SEC play. She came back and they started playing well again as Boone picks up the personal, her first. And Rory Harmon a little shaken up. Grabbing towards her abdomen. And we'll check on Harmon when we come. So far, she hasn't scored, but she has 4 assists, 3 rebounds, 2 steals, making this impact without having to put the ball in the hoop.
Again, we saw it in the first game as well, but a small point guard in their ability to get to the glass.
Well, it's usually Texas who forces the 5-second violations. Here, they commit one. Inbound to Morgan. Second in the nation in assists. Morgan, the pull-up. Won't go. Rebound, Cunningham. Here comes Booker. Over to Harmon, mid-range. Money for Rory Harmon.
Madison Booker just does such a good job when she's at the lead guard spot, assessing the situation and knowing who to deliver the basketball to.
Wide open underneath. Layup is good on the delivery from Morgan as Kaylin Carroll lays it in. Carroll playing about 9 minutes a game in this tournament thus far for Kentucky. Booker wide open, and a foul going the other way as Cunningham was banging with Strack, and Cunningham picks up the personal.
Just trying to help her player get open here, just...
Yeah, that's a moving strike.
Kyla Oldacre now in the game for her.
Morgan able to control off the pressure. Oldacre, Booker, Carlton, Lee, and Harmon for Texas. Morgan, Obi, Carroll, Strack, and Hassett for Kentucky. Strack, a good look there. Won't go. Booker, excellent job tracking that rebound. Here's Booker. Weaving, fading, and hitting.
I mean, Texas, when they are able to make shots, holy cow, they apply so much defensive pressure on you. We know that. But when they are hitting at a high clip, and right now just under 70%.
Well, that's something Vic Schaefer was talking to us about yesterday. He said, y'all, game's a lot easier when you're hitting shots. He said, I've spent so many games in recent years living and dying with every possession, trying to eke out a win in the 60s. Said, now we're really scoring.
I think he usually ends the sentence with y'all.
Yeah, this time.
You started it.
In the retelling. This is based on a true story. As Obi lays it in.
Nice job, Obi, using her frame there to get inside, post up, tough finish.
So that's a second foul on Obi. And now Strack will come right back in. So will Boone. Carroll out. So you have Hassett, Morgan, Boone, Strack, and Key, the original starting five. Lee, does she get the roll? No. Oldacre, whoa, look out. Almost took Strack's head with the ball and lays it in. Lob it inside. Strack gets fouled, and Clara Strack is going to shoot two. As Madison Booker grabbing at her back a little bit after that foul.
Oldacre here just reaches up, grabs the ball. Strack goes down. Oldacre just corrals it while Strack's head is on her foot, and then able to go up and finish.
Well, you worry about Strack's leg, too, the way he got through. As Strack misses the first free throw, 67% on the season. Missed them both. Both teams 0 for 2 from the line.
Kentucky now in a 2-3 zone. They played a heavy dose of this in the first matchup as well.
Harmon, mid-range, sure. Texas blitzing Kentucky from the bounce. 23-9, the Longhorns lead it. The trip to the Elite Eight on the line. Key held up, turning, and getting the roll.
Texas really limiting any ability to get a high-low look. So that time, Key just put it on the deck herself, had nice patience in finishing.
Lee lobs it in, and Oldacre finishes.
Oldacre got her defender on her back at the free throw line, held her there until her guard could lead her with the pass to the bucket.
Texas is shooting over 70% from the floor in this first quarter as Kentucky turns it over. Jordan Lee's defensive pressure a difference.
Watch Oldacre on the left side. The defender just gets stuck on her back, and she holds her there until Lee can make the pass, leads her to an easy finish.
Brianna Preston into the game for Texas. You see Oldacre, the growth throughout her career, had big moments last year and has been even more consistently productive this season.
And the headshot on the graphic is the only time you're going to see her smile.
Booker can't squeeze it in. Loose ball. Preston out to Lee. Preston's had some really big moments latter stages of the season for Texas. Carlton can't finish. Oldacre again, just gobbling it up on the interior.
You saw Justice Carlton there. Vic Schaefer told us, she's a player. She's going for your sternum. You saw that on that move. She didn't convert, but that's exactly what she did offensively.
Vic said, y'all, she's the toughest, most physical player I've ever scouted in high school.
Y'all.
That's right. Bookends his sentences that way. Texas with 6 offensive rebounds on their 7 missed field goals. Booker. 3 seconds left. What a swivel. And Madison Booker lays it in. How hot is Texas? A 29-11 lead at the end of 1 here in the Sweet 16. Holly will